One of my favorite things to do every month is plan out and organize how the month is going to look like. It's literally self-care for me. It gives me such serotonin. So I wanted to bring you guys along with me because I'm sure if you bullet journal, you also like being organized, you like being productive like I do. I'm gonna take you along with my process as I plan out all of my events and content planning and to-do lists for the month of April. If you haven't already, don't forget to go subscribe down below to my channel. I post all sorts of productivity stuff like this, along with bullet journaling, of course. So if you want to see more from me, go down and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get right into planning out my second quarter goals. So I have my bullet journal over here and I already made a spread with all the sections in it. So this says second quarter goals and it's where I'm gonna do all my planning. So I have 3 sections. Up here is going to be the top priorities for all of my goals, basically the main goals. How many times can I say goals in this video? And then I'm gonna have a how to implement section and also a journaling section. When I do plan like this, I wanna go back to my goals at the beginning of the year. Here they are. So I did a video, which will also be linked down below, where I planned out all of my intentions for the entire year. And these are all of my main goals. And then I broke them down in these Dutch doors over here. And I'm already in the process of completing quite a lot of them, which makes me really happy. But I wanted to reference back to these when I'm making this spread. That way I know that I'm keeping track with the goals I'd already set for myself months ago. Let's get right into the planning. So I showed you my spread. I have the 3 boxes here and I'm actually just gonna go back to my goals page like I mentioned and look through what I think I still need to work on. Like I showed you, when I broke down my goals, I have little tracker lines and some of them are already like halfway filled, which means that I'm really far along on those goals. Like I have one section of goals where I'm thinking about like my future and planning out for college and getting my driver's license, getting a checking account, that kind of thing. And I'm already a lot farther than that than I expected to be at this point of the year, which I'm really happy about. So I'm not gonna focus on those sections as much as I would other sections. Like for example, I'm not very far on my Etsy goals, and so I want to make sure that I am putting more focus on that in these next couple months. In the personal section, I think one of the main goals I need to focus on is giving myself more breaks. Literally, if you know me in real life, I have such a busy schedule. And so I'm not filling up on this goal as I'd like to because I'm always like overloading myself, you know? So I think in the top priorities, I need to plan out more me time and give myself breaks. Now you'll notice when I write that down, I'm not being very goal specific. I always like to talk about this. When I'm writing goals, I want to make sure that they're SMART goals, which is an acronym you always learn in school, but basically it just says, you know, you want to make sure that they are reasonable, they're measurable, they're specific, they're time-oriented, something like that, and achievable. Out of order, but y'all get the point. So I want to make sure when I'm writing down my actual goals that they usually have numbers behind them, that they're trackable, but that's going to be in the second section, how to implement. Right now I just want to get my thoughts down on paper, which is why that these are my just top priorities, and then I'll get more specific later. Literally just dropped my pen in my lap. Anyways, so that's one section of the personal goals I think I need to work more on. But now I'm gonna switch over to the content goals. And like I mentioned, I definitely need more work with Etsy. Also, at the beginning of the year, I didn't have a TikTok, so I'll have to add that into my content goal section next year because I only have YouTube, Etsy, and Instagram. Dang, I do so much. Because I technically also post on Pinterest too. I'm just stressed thinking about this, but it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, Etsy is definitely the one that I've been neglecting this year because I have not made a new sticker since Christmas. Let's make a goal to be more active about my Etsy shop. Again, super vague, but that's okay. Hydrate or dihydrate, my friends. Also, do y'all see this cup? My parents got it for me for Christmas. It says the Mango Studio, which is my brand name. It's so cute. I do want to focus a lot on AP testing. So top priorities are do well on AP testing. I want to get that college credit, y'all. I'm not going through a year of pain in 3 AP classes not to get that college credit. So we need to put that on there. Another thing on the external goals I want to focus on is relationships. So I feel like I'm not actually hanging out with my friends as much as I like to. And I'm literally like in my high school years, I should be going out and having fun with them a lot more. So I need to hang out with friends more often because I feel like I usually only see them during like extracurricular things like guard. But I have outside of guard friends and we need to do stuff together. If one of my close friends is watching this, remind me to text you to plan something and get together because we need to do that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through some miscellaneous things and see if there's anything else that I'm missing. I'm gonna put, lastly, get back to using my devotional more often because I've been slacking a little bit there. Okay, so right now we have 5 basic priorities that I wanna focus on these next 3 months. So now the next section on this page is labeled how to implement. And so this is the part that I'm probably dreading the most because it's the part I actually have to make all these lovely things happen. So I'm just gonna put like one thing for each bullet point. So let's start with planning out more me time and giving myself breaks. How can I implement this into my life? I need to schedule one day every week, I think, that I don't need to be doing content planning unless I want to, you know? So I'm gonna put that in here. And I also already track out me time in my habit trackers, which I think is an important change that I made this year. So that's a start, but I also wanna make sure that's in my daily schedule or weekly schedule. Be more active about Etsy. So the next step I can do with that is to finally finish and publish my sticker sheet that I've been working on for like a month now and haven't finished. So finish a new sticker sheet and promote new sticker sheet. Do well with AP testing. I think that's really obvious. I just have to study for it, but also I want to take a break from posting that week because I literally have an AP test on Friday and then the next Monday and Tuesday. So that's just gonna be a week and a half of hecticness. So I'm just gonna say take a break from content creation. Hang out with friends more often. This is something that, it's one of those things, you know, you always say you're gonna do it and you never do. So that's lovely. But, oh no, my dad is here. It's so awkward filming when someone else is in the house. Yes, and I'm also filming.
So I need to be quiet?
Yes, please.
Don't be talking like this, really loud, continually. Okay, I'll try to do that.
Thank you. Where was I? Hang out with friends more often. I'm just going to put, I need to schedule at the beginning of the month, honestly. So start scheduling get-togethers. Emphasis on scheduling. That is something to look forward to. For the last section, which is titled Get Back into Using My Devotional, I just really need to make it part of my daily habit because I used to at the beginning of the year, but then I just kind of started slacking off from using it. It's one of those where you're writing it every day, you know, and I just need to get back into doing so. I'm just gonna say, do it directly after I fill out my bullet journal. So I think I have all of my sections filled out. Again, I'm going to go back and do some personal journaling later, and I can just talk about what I want my intentions for the month to be and just have a journal sesh, honestly. This is what the spread looks like right now. I really wish that the color editing was better from this camera, but I'll probably fix it later. So I'm done with this section, so let's get back into planning the rest of my April spreads. My rule in life is you can make anything pretty when you add fake plants to it. Ah, beautiful. We have all of my spreads here and this lovely little lady who I still haven't named because I'm filming this the day after I posted my April plan with me. If you haven't seen my April plan with me, like I mentioned earlier, go check it out. Comment below who you think this lovely little fairy spring pixie should be named. So I have multiple spreads to fill out from my setup, but the first thing, of course, is just flipping right to the calendar. I'm just gonna put the main general dates that I know of so far. And one thing that's great is I don't have any more guard rehearsals, so that will be taking up a whole chunk of my time. Start out with the basic holidays because I always want to remember those. So April Fool's Day, Palm Sunday is the 10th, which means Easter is the 17th, which is so exciting. And Earth Day is the 22nd. I'm looking at a calendar right now. So do I do anything for Earth Day? No, but I'm gonna write it in here anyway because why not? Okay, so now we're going into some other things. Ava's birthday is the 11th. And then Pa's 25th. And then I think the sleepover that I was talking about that's planning is on the 8th. Okay, so that's as far as I'm gonna go for right now with the calendar planning. Hopefully it will not get too cluttered of a calendar because a cluttered calendar makes me stressed. So let's flip to the next page. And these are my goals and to-do list. Literally the epitome of productivity is goals and to-do. So I'm actually gonna take this off because it's becoming distracting. Usually I will not have the second goals planning from over here already done, but we literally just did this and that's super exciting. So now I can just kind of move some of this stuff into this goals section. So let's just start there. Finish Etsy sticker sheet. Number 1. What's something else I can do? I can scheduling get-togethers. I'm gonna put 2 get-togethers. Start using devotional again. Now I'm actually going to look through my last month's goals, see what I completed, see what I did not complete. So I have a couple stats goals. I think I did hit 400 on Instagram today, so I'm gonna fill that in. So I might actually hit those 2 goals this month. But other than that, I did not hit the rest of these. So let's do some stats goals, which are probably pretty annoying, but I'm gonna do them anyway. 430 on Instagram, 1.82 on YouTube. and 60 on TikTok. I also want to read 2 new books because I've been in a book slump, but I do want to push myself a little bit because my
freaking Storygraph app is telling me that I'm behind on my reading goal. I set 50 goals to read this year, and I also set 20,000 pages to read this year, and my app is telling me that I'm 900 and something pages behind, and they're like, don't worry, you've got it. And I'm like, every time I get on this app, this number gets bigger, and you're still trying to encourage me, but I just don't want to read.
That's discouraging. What else? Driver's ed. Finish driver's ed reading. I'm literally on chapter 11 out of 12. I need to finish it. Plan another SAT. And I think that's good for now. That's literally how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals. That's enough for 30 days of April. So that spread is done. Okay, so now let's move over to the basic to-do section. So I talked about this a little bit in last week's video. Basically, this is just a spread where I can write down the general to-dos that I have to do every single section of the month, because usually I have tasks that repeat every month and I don't want to forget about them. Also, spoiler alert, most of these tasks happen in this section right here. I'm gonna put for the first section, I always need to film reels and draft posts, because once I take all the pictures for my new spreads, I always want to draft those posts immediately. I don't think I have anything to do this week, nothing that I have to do on the to-do list, so I'm not gonna put anything for that week. April 18th to the 24th, this is when I usually film my bullet journal setups, or around these couple days. So I'm gonna put sketch out my bullet journal. I did that the week before I have to film that video. Also, my grandmother's birthday, so I'll get her a gift. I literally just wrote bift, gift, for her birthday. And then here it is, the last week of this month. So this is where all the crazy stuff happens. It's literally like 6 days, but it's hectic, okay? So I need to do my mom's bujo because I do her bullet journal. I need to do content planning for me and the company I also do the Instagram for. I need to do the newsletter for that company. I need to write an invoice to get paid for working for them, and stats. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this, I think. And if I have any more to-dos that I think of, I'll add them in here. And so here is the last spread. I just love how this spread looks. It looks so clean. It's like the clean girl aesthetic. I'm happy that that was successful. I'm just gonna bring out my pens over here. These are the different colors that I'm using for this month's theme. I have the alcohol markers and the Tombow markers. Did my sister steal it? Oh, there it is. Okay, there's the yellow that I was using this month. So these are the 5 different colors that I use to color in like the dates on the calendar that you guys just saw. But let's just color these in. So I'll start with yellow, because there's no yellow right here. Basically what I'm doing here is coloring in the first day. That way I know what color I'm gonna use for the rest of the day, if that makes sense. Me time's gonna be pink. And I really hope that this box is gonna be completely filled in, because that's one that I mentioned in my second quarter goals that we literally just went over. Stomach, water. Oh, that's ironic. Water's blue. Let's just pretend that that was planned out, because it wasn't, but I like that. Then the last one is headache, which I'm really glad is green, because this is the darkest color out of all 5, and I did not want my spread to be too dark, so I'm glad there's only 1 box of green. So basically when I fill in my habit trackers, if I did face care on this day, I'll make sure I colored in with the purple, and by coloring the first day, I just know what colors I'm gonna do. So hopefully you can tell by this that if these are all filled in, then I'll have a pretty colorful spread. And then the last spread in this setup was my social media tracker. Now I'm going to go through these first couple weeks and star the days that I'm going to be posting on Instagram, because when I post on Instagram, I don't post reels. I'm talking about like picture posts. Basically, I post on Instagram every 3 days. So first, the 4th, the 7th, and the 10th. So I'll still post TikTok that days probably, but those TikToks will not be posted on Instagram. But before I can write down these in the little boxes, we have to go plan out the said reels and TikToks that I'll be posting. So that is the best segue I can think of to get us into the last part of this video, where we go through my Notion and plan out everything content creation wise over there. Hello again. So I'm pulling up Notion here. I think it's this account. I literally have like 4 different emails, so I always have to guess which one is used for which. And I'm also going to screen record so you guys can see what I'm doing over here. Basically, let's take a look at what my Notion looks like. This is my homepage. Now, I do have a Notion tour uploaded on my channel already. I think I filmed it like September-ish, August, October, somewhere around there from last year. So if you want to scroll down quite a bit on my channel, you can probably go find that video. But I have been changing how I use my Notion. So I actually downloaded a template from a content creator who I love. Her name is Katie Stalecki, I believe. Katie Stalecki. I hope I'm not pronouncing her name wrong. But I downloaded her content creation template, and it's helping me a lot. So my Notion is actually a little more involved than it used to be. And also the colors are different and everything. So this is my master to-do list page. I have this lovely banner at the top, which is part of the wallpaper that I made for myself at the beginning of the year. Besides the point. Master to-do list section. So I have it broken down into 3 different categories: school, content, and personal. So I need to go through and do some of these things. As far as school goes, not too much going on this week. I don't have to put anything there. As far as content goes, plan April content, something I'm actually doing right now with you guys. So I'm gonna cross that off the list. I do have to do my mother's bullet journal, which I'll have to do at some point. I also need to set up for PayPal, and then I can sign up for a certain collab. I need to sign that up. I need to set up for PayPal, the way I can sign it up. So that needs to happen. And I also have to finish that stupid sticker sheet that I've been working on. So that's there in the content section. And then also in the personal, I need to fill out my driving form. And I also am going to put finish chapter 11. I should put driver's ed chapter 11. There it is. Driver's ed chapter 11. So I'll make sure I need to do that at some point. Okay, so let's move on to the YouTube tab. So this is where things gonna get a little spoilery. This is also where I'm implementing the template that I mentioned. So have the title and everything. You scroll down to the chronological list. So this is where I have this huge chart. And what's amazing is that I can tap this button and change it. So if I want to make it into a calendar view. So I like that I have the calendar version. But my favorite one that I do is just the chronological list because it shows me in order of time I need to film them. All of the columns are labeled. So we first have status, whether it's filmed, edited, scheduled, or uploaded, or if it's just not started. So this one's currently being filmed. So, and the April plan with me, I actually already uploaded. So I'm just gonna move it down and delete it. Then the next column is the name, of course, and I have the day that I'm filming it and the day that I'm uploading it. So today is March 27th, so I'm filming my Plan Out Life / Notion Tour / Untitled video, and then I'm gonna be uploading it on April 2nd, which is probably the day that you're watching this. So as you're already being spoiled of right now, the next video that I'm hoping to film is a reading journal video. Now, I don't actually personally use a reading journal, but I know a lot of people want to see a video of that from me, so I'm gonna make it anyway, just make some general spreads for you guys. That should be coming next week, and actually these notes don't have anything to do with it, so I'm just gonna, make it go away. But now I need to plan out my videos for the rest of April. I'm first just gonna finish this. So April 9th is that day, and I upload every Saturday, so the next one's gonna be the 16th, and then the next one's gonna be the 23rd, and then the final one is going to be the 30th of April. Now we have all the days I'm going to be uploading them, and I always want to film the week before. Now, one thing to keep in mind is every month I upload a bullet journal setup. So my May bullet journal setup needs to be uploaded very close to when May starts, but not after May. So I'm actually going to be publishing my May plan with me on the last day, and which means I'll be filming that on the week before on the 23rd. And all these videos are also going to be not started, so I'm just going to put that over there. So now I basically have 2 empty spots where I could film any bullet journal video or productivity video. So here's where I'm going to scroll down to my videos idea section. So I have a whole list of ideas here that I can do, and I think I'm going to make a video about weekly spreads. I'm going to put that here, 5 weekly ideas. This is something I've been pondering for a while, haven't gone around to actually doing it. So I'm going to write that there, and also in the notes I'm going to write what was up here earlier. So I have 5 different weekly spreads that I'm going to be talking about in that video, so I'm just going to list them right here. So that's a good idea. We're going to take a trip over to YouTube Studio. This video is going to be so long, oh my gosh. But this is the behind the scenes of content creator life. So I have YouTube Studio, and I can look at all of my analytics and stuff. But what I want to go to right now is looking at videos that did the best on my channel. Let's do Okay, so now I have around a 8 months range, and I'm just gonna look at the videos that had the best reaction to them. So I'm looking through here. I could do another alcohol marker video. Actually, that could be really fun. Alcohol marker drawing. Because as you can see, that one did really well with the click-through rate. I got 6.2 click-through rate, which is pretty good. And then as far as the views go, it's also one of the better ones because as you can see, it's in the top section of views, almost 1,000 views. So I'm actually going to do something similar to that. So alcohol markers in a bullet journal, which is an interesting video. So I'm going to do alcohol marker drawing of some sort. Alcohol marker. And I can specify what that video is going to be like later, but now I basically have just the general gist of what I want that video to be. We have YouTube planned out. So let's move on to the next section, which is planning out Instagram. So this is a very similar setup to the one I was just mentioning. So we have the chronological list and it has all these different options, but I like to keep it in this section. And this is where I plan out all of my posts on Instagram. Now, it's important to keep in mind I'm only actually planning out my feed posts. This is not going to include Reels, and therefore it's not going to include TikToks. Reels and TikToks, they're just kind of random, honestly. I film them when I want to film them. I film whatever I feel like filming. I film what goes along with the trending audios, you know? So I don't actually plan out what I'm filming, and therefore I'm not actually going to plan out when I'm posting them. On the future plans section, I'm only planning out my feed posts. And like I mentioned, I like to do that every 3 days. So I'm going to go through real quick and just plug in all the dates for posting on every 3 days. Okay, so that's finished. This would go by so much easier if I was doing this on my phone and not on the computer, but I have all of these columns now filled out. I'm just gonna go through and fill all of these in too because they're not started. On the first day of April, I post my April cover. Duh, it's a feed post, it's great, it's amazing. That's done. What I'm doing right now is going through my bullet journal, and I'm going to look at the calendar and look at the end of each week. So basically, I make a new weekly spread every week and I want to post that weekly spread. So the first week of April has literally 3 days in it. So I'm probably gonna combine that with the second week of April. So it's gonna be like 10 days in one spread. And so I'll post it on the next available day. So I'm posting the cover on the 1st, which means on the 4th, I'll put weekly 1. If I can spell weekly 1. So that makes sense. Now the next weekly spread is probably going to be the 11th to the 17th. That's the next week. The next available option is the 13th. So I'm gonna put weekly spread 02. It's all very random, honestly. I'm only just doing some basic planning here. And then the last week is the 25th to the 30th, so I'll just put it on the last day. And this is not the last post of the month because I'll do probably a reel flip through, which is gonna be in reel form. So that'll still happen on the last day of the month, but it's not gonna happen in feed posts. Now I'm going to go through and look at my YouTube videos that I'm posting. So we just went over that. I'm posting my reading journal on the 9th, alcohol marker drawing on the 16th, and 5 weekly ideas on the 23rd. So the 9th, we are posting reading journal, which means that as soon as I can after that video is posted, I want to post about it on Instagram. So I'm going to put reading journal on the 10th if I can spell, because I want to promote that video as much as I can. So I'm going to post about it on my Instagram. Those are all there. Now we only have a couple days left. As you can see, I have 2 extra days left in here. I have a couple options. I want to post about my habits page and I want to post about my goals planning page. So those can easily snug right in there. Also, I want to post pictures like with me. You know, I want to post some more personal content related to these things. So let's just delete this one. And I'm going to take off weekly number 4 because I don't have to post about it. I can just make a reel with it. So I'm actually gonna put April dump over here. And the last thing I wanna do is put one more picture right in the middle. So I'm going to move this weekly from the 13th to the 12th. Bear with me. And then I'm gonna put another posting day on the 14th. Now I just have a day in the middle where I have just another photo dump, but I also have days in between. So I'm posting the 7th, 10th, 12th, 14th, and 16th, and no posts are gonna be back to back. Now that's all figured out. I have all my posts planned out, and now I'm gonna go over and change some of these. I've actually taken pictures of my April spreads already. So my April cover is in progress because the pictures are taken, the goals page is in progress, and the tracker page is in progress. So those 3 are already in progress. And then these are all gonna be feed posts and not graphics or videos. So I'm just gonna mark feed on all of these. And then the last couple columns are picture and caption, but I usually don't use these 2 columns because, well, it's not important. I'll just draft them in my Instagram drafts. This is making me really happy. I have all of my posts planned through the next month, and that's exciting. So if you look on the left here on the dashboard, I do have a lot of other tabs in my Notion. I have a tab for the business that I work for and their Instagram, which I need to plan, which I will do out of screen because you guys don't need to see all that. I also have some Etsy planning, and then I also have a TBR list over here, which I can show you. It is so long. Look, I have romance books, fantasy books, and other books that I need to read. So that's there. Then I also have a last section titled book. That's a mess over there. We don't know what's actually going on over there. So I'll let you guys, you can ponder on that, sit with that information if you want to, and we'll just see where we go from there. That's that. So that is it. That's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed planning along with me. I know I certainly did. This type of thing makes me so happy because now I have my entire Instagram planned, YouTube planned, my events planned, my goals planned. This video was exciting for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to go give it a like down below and comment below if you want to see more videos like this, because I can definitely make another one when I make my new bullet journal because they're enjoyable for me. I'm literally already doing this anyway, so I might as well just film it for you guys. If you do want to see more productivity and bullet journal content from me, don't forget to go down and subscribe because it's free, and I love making productivity videos. So if you want to see more of that, then my channel is probably the right place for you. Also follow me on all of my social medias I mentioned in this video: Instagram, TikTok, Etsy, Pinterest. It's all pretty much the Migo Studio, well, except for Etsy. Etsy is Migo Prints, but you can find me anywhere. So go check those out. Links are all in the description box down below. That's going to be it for this video. So again, hope you enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great week and a great April, and I will see you guys in the next one. Toodles.